Alrighty. Let me move this screen over here. That's the wrong button.
Can we all agree that the Steam support team is an Avengers level threat?
Yes. What's that? Your account was hacked? Oh, we'll hunt down just who did it and ban their IP.
We'll beat Thanos before he blipped anyone ever.
Hello, child. Sniff, sniff. No, you cannot have any of my sandwich, you fat fuck. You already ate your whole damn bowl of 4 cups worth of kibble. You're not getting my sandwich. I know you take after your father.
Just walked in. I'm gonna go say hi real quick.
However, alright, if that's the case, I'm gonna pause that. Alright. I found the document. The 3-page document. This 3-page script of a cutscene that will open our mini adventure.
Alright, everybody, get ready for us to actually start playing at 8.
Honestly, nah.
Alright, so what are we doing?
Pyro gave himself an hour and a half of dialogue.
I'd hope not for 3 pages.
Alright, so...
No, you're gonna get in a go or in the zone and just keep going, and we won't be able to reach you about your car's extended warranty. It's Kermit the Frog. I've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Please, I need you to buy it. I need you to renew it. After Miss Piggy divorced me, I lost everything.
This is my
Kermit,
own
go
private
away.
domicile, and I will not be harassed.
That's
Bitch.
too damn bad.
Alright,
Too damn bad.
Alright, what are we doing?
Alright. So we gonna start?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. You each sit in a fine chair, lined among hundreds of individuals. The sound of stringed instruments fill the area with a low, slow, somber tune. Depression is in the air. As everyone, including yourselves, holds your head low, the occasional organ and bagpipes fill in between open spaces, making the moment all that more powerful. Before long, a noble asks for everyone to rise. Following suit, everyone rises upon their feet, and down the center aisle, from one of the portcullises of the Colosseum, rolls down a white velvet carpet and a casket carried by a prince, a princess, a knight, and a fellow noble, which is then carried upon and laid on a large stone altar. The noble approaches the casket, laying a gentle hand upon it, bowing his head, and lets out a deep breath. Slowly, the music fades, and the noble gestures for everyone to be seated. My good people, it is with a heavy heart to ask all of you to be here this afternoon. For days of our king have come to an end. A father, a brother, a husband, and many more titles. But above all, he was our king, our leader in battle, our judgment of peace and war, life and death, protection among the many outlanders and criminals that wander the lands around us. For without him, we have not been that to survive the Green Plague. For not with his wisdom, we would not have made the trade deals with the cities of Aphelion for the medicine and education that we now have today. Our king, Lord James Xavier Neil Sealand IV, spent his final days and moments next to his son, Prince James Xavier Neil Sealand V, for who is to be our new king in the coming weeks. Prince James guided his father in his final sickest days, cursed with the Green Plague, as many clerics, shaman, and priests attempt to cure and treat this sickness. But none prevailed. It was only then that several scholars offered to study our king's illness to inspect why our people could be treated, but our king's infliction continued. To this day, these scholars are investigating the Green Plague that filled our king's bloodstream in hopes to find a cure and treatment that can be found and made to prevent this from ever happening again. Our king will forever live on, not only in memory, not just in spirit, but providing the biggest push into modern medicine and education and such. If not for these scholars offering to shine their lights on a better future for this untreatable illness, we may not as a people have a foreseeable future. It is within my power. I would like to request these scholars to step forth to the altar, as our king requested I give these to you. From several different sections of the stands, 5 individuals will rise and make their way to the altar, each giving a press F to respects. While they do so, the noble will open a large chest that is sitting on a workbench, allowing for very simple reach in without having to otherwise bend over or anything. He takes out 5 rolled up pieces of tanned leather. Inside of each of these holds tools, instruments, and a small collection of ingredients our king personally used in his studies, making and producing the very common medicine we use in our commonwealth in our unfortunate slums. Our king wished us to have these passed on to you 5, in hopes that it may provide inspiration and success in the studies of this Green Plague. Each of the scholars will take up their rolled up leather, give a gentle bow, and then return to their seat. Now then, I'd like to give our prince the opportunity to take the floor and offer his words upon his father and his future for our kingdom. I need each of you to make me a perception check while the prince rises to the altar.
Is this die set recharged? Let's find out.
15.
Decently recharged. Probably won't use it for a decent bit, but it will do for now. You said perception?
Perception.
Wow, she got a straight up. She got a straight up 25.
Okay.
No wait,
Confirms it.
26.
Okay.
I believe I have a 19. I have 12 plus 7.
Okay. So everyone but River will notice that the prince looks troubled. While he was sitting the whole time, his right leg was hopping up and down with an expression of anxiety and uncertainty. The prince will stand and approach the stone altar, bowing his head, and he places a hand on the casket. My fellow people, it is with a heavy heart to be the one to have to stand here before all of you as your new leader, but I will admit, I'm not my father at all. Once upon a time, I believed I would be ready. I'd be wise enough, brave enough, stubborn enough to be next of line. But I was not expecting that day to be anything but much, much later in time. But then again, nothing has ever really worked in our favor, has it? Many cities and countries abandoned us during the many droughts and poor harvests. Aphelion, granted, provided the medication and education resources, but left us to figure it out on our own.
Foruna provided us with the arcane texts and material, but again, lacked to provide us the knowledge to use it proficiently. Throughout the many ages, many era, we've had to figure out our struggles for ourselves. Trial and error, guessed and check, and resulted in numerous, countless lives lost by testing to see if something is just the way it's meant to be worked and be wrong. No more of those days. I may not be king yet, but I'll make it clear here and now, I do not want to see any more lives lost to the simplicities of knowledge and teachings not being provided for a trade not well practiced. No longer will our people die to the monsters that dwell amongst the sand, the poisons within the flora, the venoms within the fauna, the carelessness and ignorance of those willing to try but are not knowledgeable enough to be that of called a professional. My father's dying wish. Unfortunately, I do not recall his words. But luckily, us royalties have scribes. Edgar, my boy! Step forth, my brother! And for the first time, you see the prince smile. Proudly. Crowd erupts into applause as a man rises from his seat and rushes to the prince, to which they share a hug. Sorry about your father, friend. That's quite alright. It was only a matter of time, just not the time we'd hoped. Edgar nods and just pays his respect before reaching into his satchel and pulling out a scroll. Excuse me as I stuff my face. Our king's final words, before offering his soul to the divines, being one with our gods and goddesses, and meeting our founders and keepers that will be in one day reincarnated as our divine beasts. My son, I have found many texts within our libraries that we have received from Aphelion years ago. Each of these texts holds something of our world's history. I want them found. I want our kingdom to finally have something the world does not. I would like you and myself to form some sort of guild, a clan, a community of brave individuals who are willing to help our kingdom find these items buried within the texts, locations, people, myths. If you choose that this is not the time or the place, or even our duty, I will understand and support your decision even in death. But it will be your decision in the end. So, my prince, my future king, what say thee? Prince pauses, thinking for a moment. I have already set into motion the development of the crypt. The Council of Relic and your recovery team. A guild, a council, a community of those interested in furthering the advancement in our arcane knowledge. Even after the events of Drakich, our arcane capabilities have dwindled into close to nothing. Most of our doctors are still that of lacking. But our late king made a discovery that could only further change the future and put our names back on the map. With that said, after our ceremony today, for those willing, interested, and able, please feel free to enlist yourselves. You may find me in the Great Library, and I only request those that are wanting to volunteer. It is a service that is voluntary. You will not be required by any means. Compensation will be arranged upon enlistment, but again, it is voluntary service to serve our king's last dying breath and wish, as I would him. From there, the funeral continues, with the princess giving a speech of her memories between herself and her late mother, and now her late father. How certain things she wishes to see set in motion with her brother after about, give or take, 2 hours worth of the ceremony. Everyone who's not in the stands are asked to come up and pay their respects. So one by one, Just for the sake of me musing, let's roll initiative.
Pyro, I have a question. How long ago was the Green Plague? Or when did it start?
So the Green Plague, in relevance to today, for this adventure, started 12 years ago.
12 years ago?
Yeah. And it was a much more powerful, potent virus that was the only thing that challenged that of a blight. Something that was really able to withstand the Mazdaca heat. Because blights, typically, you could just let it burn out. The heat will eventually kill it. But this is one of the few things that have been able to withstand and stay in your system long enough.
I got a working class 20.
Mm-hmm. River?
18.
18. Connor?
I got a 15.
Okay. So, Lancy, head of the party, I would say, you were first to approach the altar, pay your respects. No less. Young one, please, enlighten us on a memory that you shared with our king. Whether it be personal, indirect.
It's more indirect, but I remember how, even as I was barely just getting into the medical practices and starting my schooling 12 years ago, when I was a young man of 18, I was hired alongside, well, my professors and the other practitioners I would be learning from to come help treat those afflicted by the plague, as your king, or well, our king, I guess now, was seeking for aid from anyone he could. It was an interesting time of life, one both scary and exciting.
You've lost many
Hold on,
lives.
someone's knocking on my door.
Who could that be knocking at my door?
Is it the pizza man?
FBI, open up!
Oh shit!
Great timing.
I'm sorry.
It was a scary time for us all. We've lost many lives. And I do greatly appreciate your service. Matter of fact, His Majesty would like all of those in the medical industry to receive one of these. And he hands you a scroll. And it's wrapped in a red and blue striped ribbon.
Alright, thank you. Are you sure I don't practice much medicine anymore? After some time, I began to start helping prepare those who passed for their funerals. I've become a mortician.
Well, you took some sorts in any regard a doctrine or medical practice during the plague. Me giving you this now just simply saves us time later of having to hunt you down to hand you this. All those in our medical records are going to be given one of these.
Alright then. I'll take it graciously from the king. Lancey will bow respectfully. He'll say a quiet prayer for the king's soul and I guess follow the line back to wherever the line's going.
Pretty much back to your seat. It's kind of like the graduation kind of thing where you just line by line do a lap.
I figured, I wasn't sure.
River. Same conundrum. You're asked to give a memory, share a memory.
Tell us what you know, gay boy.
Well, when he told me to taste test anything that he were to eat, and he meant everything, the missus was not very pleased with his words.
I'm pretty sure I sent you that fucking royal taste tester meme earlier, didn't I?
Either one way or the form.
So go ahead, check your DMs, Pyro. James Xavier Neil Silent the Fourth. Okay.
Yep. And his son is the 5th.
Is his son currently up there as well?
Yes, he is standing with the noble.
James, my boy,
Gives a
I'm
nod.
so sorry for your loss.
Tis a rough one. That's for damn sure.
I can only imagine the pain.
You don't really want to know the pain.
Well, I don't know if you were old enough to remember, but whenever your sister was born, your father looked at both of you and said that no matter what happens, he knows that the two of you will bring joy and prosperity to everyone in this land. And now the time has come for you, both of you, to fulfill that request of his. He had great faith in both of you.
Well, whether he has poor taste or poor judgment, we'll see. But I'm doing my best I can.
That is all you can do.
Indeed. I never got your name. You seem to know my father personally.
Of course, where are my madness? I am Ornthalus Balira.
Ornthalus. My father spoke of you, but he never introduced you. Interesting way to finally make your acquaintance. You said you
It
were
would make sense.
one of the few that have had an interconnection with the dragons around these sands.
At one point in time, yes. Let's see, it'd been just north of 20 years since I've last seen him. And
Math
before
adds up.
that,
Yeah.
north of 30, before I seen your grandfather.
Yeah, the math will add up on that one from when he last spoke of you, I believe. I'd have to check my records. But either way, your name definitely has quite a ring to it, so kind of hard to not recall one of that. Either way, I appreciate you attending, and interesting to make your acquaintance in such harsh times.
I'm sure that we shall get to know. I'm sure we'll get to know each other quite well over the coming weeks, Highness. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Indeed. Alright. Gulp.
Gulp is. It should be noted that because of her appearance, she's wearing a hooded cloak and a gas mask.
Fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame. Quasimodo.
Whore!
She's wearing like a hooded cloak and a gas mask. That's like
Pushing that
occasionally.
Count Claude Van Damme.
Get out.
Okay.
So like occasionally, it's like she vents steam out, and you can tell that her voice is muffled, but it's still understandable.
So I just realized I meant Count Frollo.
Okay, so do they have any words for Gulp first, or should I just go ahead?
They act like you were beyond one of the weirdest things that they have seen. Like, they don't really acknowledge the fact that you are dressed this way. The fact that you are in the stands means something, and not up with the crowd. The fact that you are on the main sand pit means you hold some level of significance.
And she's like, I'll never forget when I made a special music box for them. You know, it's hard to find certain cogs and gears in making a bird tweeting music box, but it was pleasing enough, and I know that it helped them on certain days.
Noble will gently nod. We appreciate your contributions.
Wherever he is, I hope he's having fun. And she just kind of casually. Also, it's noted that she has Bob Billy with her, but she gave him a cloak too because that smile is a bit off-putting. She didn't think it was suitable for this occasion. So,
At this point, you return back to your seat. About 300 people later, the music will strike back up again. Everyone will kind of sing the equivalent of national anthem, essentially. More of a Kingdom Creed kind of thing. I don't fucking know. I never really got that.
Lancy kind of just stands silently as that part happens.
Right. And after that ends, eventually the crowd will slowly disperse and scatter. Here, for your own. Where are we going?
Hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Did my shit just cut? Oh my god.
He wants to know what it is.
Okay, there we go. Alright, my internet just dipped for a hot second.
Damn.
So what was said? What was that? And you want to what?
Who's that directed at?
he's wanting to open
River.
this.
I heard.
I am going to go volunteer my services.
Alright.
And Lancy would like to open his scroll.
Okay.
Surprise! It's a bomb spell!
Just kaboom.
You've been Ted Kaczynski'd!
So, like,
So, with your scroll, as you open it up, it's essentially a certificate of contribution, and you pretty much gain a permanent boon that anything related to medicine you get a +2 to.
Okay. I've become a better physician.
You've been certified.
I'm now fully board certified, despite the fact I no longer practice. On living people, that is.
The shipment company decided they wanted to get drowned, and then they just only recently came back to the surface.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
It's one of the biggest problems with pigeon carriers. The Kraken gets involved.
so Gulp is going to uncover Bob Biddledy since everyone's pretty much left.
Okay.
She's like, it's like I'm not usually the type to be jubilant or anything when it comes to funeralogical processes. So I'm real sorry for the king's passing. But we got to make sure that nobody sees you and thinks that you is the jubilant or anything, because they ain't going to enjoy that. So we got to volunteer our services, because if we don't, who knows what could happen? They're going to need a junker down there. And I got the keen eyes on the prize. We got this in the bag. I'm going to get in the bag with it. And only one of us is going to debag alive.
And Pyro, that's a permanent item even if I end up losing or that's a permanent boon even if I end up losing the certificate.
Yes.
So she walks down to volunteer her services as well, and Bob Biddledy just follows her, like dragging, he just follows her, and she's like you can see her dragging her knuckles as she's walking. And she does have a veritable hunch on her back, but it's not from actually having a hunchback. It's just from all her gear that she has.
Well, at
Okay.
that point, that
Quasimodo ass bitch. Actually,
physics.
Quasimodo was better looking.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Quasimodo did land the princess, so
He did not land a princess. He landed a gypsy woman. And however, that's also only in the Disney version.
actually, not even then.
Oh shit, that's right.
But the point is that she volunteers her services. So she goes down there, and you see her, she's like, all right, who do I gotta talk to start volunteering?
So, as each of you go down to the Great Library to meet up with the prince. Where is the map? The map. The fuck is the map?
the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map.
No, you're not.
Get your shit together, Lucas.
Shoot the map.
I'm genuinely frustrated. Where is the map? There it is.
On the map, who will fap? On the map, who will fap? On the map. What? What?
What?
What?
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Yes. Oh, yes.
What's Gulp's model look like anyway?
The one that I've got just set aside for you?
Yeah.
Uh,
Isn't that just a goblin?
what's a gnome?
It's a gnome. It's not a
You've
goblin.
been
It's a gnome.
gnomed!
So, as you each get to the Great Library, fair amount of people here. Not nearly as many as you were expected. There's literally 3 sizable lines, each like enlisting themselves and filling out paperwork, with the prince standing behind the counter and like taking notes and documentation and accountants of everyone who is here. Eventually, it comes up to each of the 3 of you. Pretty much just asks for basic information, like you're filling out a basic form. Name, occupation, all that good shit.
So Gulp finally, since she's not like being watched by a whole bunch of people, she's like, all right, don't need this now. And she just takes her cloak and mask off and like stuffs it into like a compartment on Bob Biddleby. It's like storage unit. And you see like she is, her skin is yellow and warty and bumpy with a few tattoos. And her clothes are ragged and torn. And you see the helmet on her head that she's using. She's like, and she just kind of like straightens her posture a little bit before hunching over again.
Okay.
It's like, all right, what do I got to do?
Just need you to fill out this. Hands you a sheet of paper and an inkwell and a quill.
She's like, she signs her name. It's like, Gulp Hog Back Slug Nut.
You only
Yeah.
you only put your name there. You have to fill the whole thing out, my friend.
Oh, she's like, oh, sorry, I'm new at this stuff. And so she just starts filling it out.
Looks over to Lancy. Huh. Doctor wishes to participate. We could use a few like you. Not many are medicinally inclined.
Oi, DM dude, you're coming in real quiet.
What the fuck? Hold on. How's this? Is this any better?
Much.
Alright, so Prince will look over at Lancy and... the doctor wishes to participate. We could use a few like you. We don't have many that are enlisting that are medicinally inclined.
Tori.
Did Tori die?
I believe so. Rip.
I think Tori died.
All right, so we're just skip past Lancy at that point then, and just so Nathalis. This is why you just mentioned that we'd get to know each other. I like it.
Apparently Tori's head stopped picking up.
What?
I quote, "My head stopped picking up."
I think
Tori's
it's,
headset.
yeah. S-
And that's why he.
Yeah.
Okay, so the. I don't know if you picked up what I said, River. Because the prince started addressing
Right.
you.
Oh, can anyone hear me?
There we go.
Yeah.
There you are.
I didn't even have it muted. I genuinely don't know what happened.
Weird.
Usually what happens is like I hit mute, but I don't always push the button in all the way, so the button goes out, but it doesn't release the trigger. That happens sometimes, but no, not this time. I had to go fix my voice mod settings for some reason, even though voice mod was still responding perfectly fine.
Ah.
So that was weird. Sorry about that. I'll let you do River first and circle back to me.
So Prince will look over to you and or Nathalis. This is why you said that we would get to know each other in the future weeks. I like it.
Heads up, the name's Ornthalis.
Ornthalis. Well, he's also got a an accent, so enunciation.
Yeah. Yes, the whimsy did carry me here. I truly am glad to see you again, young Master James.
The doctor wishes to participate. We could use a few of you like you. More medicinally inclined.
Well, I'll be perfectly honest. The reason I'm signing up for this, the town in where I was helping aid the dead. Fortunately, our coastal city was raided a few days ago. I happen to be the only survivor of the attack, as my house being, well, the mortuary as well, was a bit separated from the city. Unfortunately, the other members of the church there died. So, I have no reason to stay there and nowhere else to go. So this seems like it will be an interesting experience.
Well, from what I've gathered, there's plenty to explore and many to investigate. Should have a doctor on our side is very beneficial. So, guys, fill out your papers. He pretty much says that he wants everyone. The fuck?
A meme you sent me.
The bard in the background.
So
So after you fill out all the paper, he'll pretty much say that after everyone's done and all the names and everything is documented, teams will be formed, and more or less within the next coming days, missions will be assigned.
Wonderful.
and Gulp's like, you hear that, Bob Billy? We get to do an official doggone mission. We're gonna be official.
Official.
and she like climbs up onto her her like giant her robot. She climbs up on him like an orangutan scaling a person. And she's like, "Oop, sorry, I don't got excited and all." And she like climbs back down. I haven't eaten anything today. Stomach's hungry.
Yes, I see. I see. Here, creature. Zornthalis actively pulls out something similar to a granola bar from his coat. Have this.
And
Did this thing get up from the morgue?
and and like Gulp, Gulp is like, wow, you got one of them fancy newfangled health foods I've been hearing so much about. You know, back you know there was this one time where I think it was my cousin. He got a tattoo of a rose, and I told him it's like you can't get like tattoos on that because
Yes, yes, yes. Very interesting creature. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must be off. As he starts walking away.
and it's like, eh,
Lancey from
eh,
like a good few meters away. Why
but
is there a walking corpse here? What? Huh? Who is making these abominations? Does that person have green plague in the final stages?
so she takes the granola bar, and she's like, it's a light snack. It's a light snack at first, and she puts the whole thing in her mouth, and you just hear.
So, fun fact, essentially what all you're doing is you're eating oats that have been stuck together to form a bar using honey.
You see, yeah, I know what granola bars are, but she just kind of like you see her gulp down the whole thing, and she's like, "It's a light snack, but it'll satisfy for now, at least until I get to cooking." And she's like, "Oh, where are my manners? I never introduced myself." And she
And as you're at about that point, you realize that you're actually feeling quite full.
and she's like, "Shoot, I ain't hungry. I ain't hungry for. I haven't had. I ain't felt this. I ain't felt this full in 48 minutes."
That
So
thing can
essentially,
eat.
that ration piece there has a very similar effect to the leaven bread from Lord of the Rings.
So you gave me a sensu bean.
No,
Pretty much,
gave you
not
an
really.
elderberry, not an elderberry, a good berry.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, she's like, eh, yeah, she she's like, oh, where are my manners? My name is Gulp Hogback Slugnut, and I'll be your junker for this evening. Technically, I'll be your junker for the whole adventure if you want.
Who is Gulp talking to right now?
She's addressing like both you guys.
Lancey is like a good 3 yards away. He's talking with the person he signed up with,
But
and some people
And
next to him
Hornthalis is already
as he's like
walking out the door.
he's Lancey's just pointing at Gulp with concerned questions. He's so confused because the only thing he's ever seen that looked like a gulp was a corpse.
And she's she just scratches the back of her head with her foot, and she's like, "Huh? Act like they never seen a scarfle before." Oh right, they ain't seen a scarfle before. Oh well. And she's like, so what do you want me? So what am I supposed to do right now? Like, send me on the mission, boss.
Who's
As
she
I
saying this
said,
to?
we still have a line behind you, and I have quite a lot of paperwork and documentation and texts I need to go through to sign to each group.
Oh,
But like I said,
right.
within a few days, everyone will get their mission at once.
All right.
Judging
I
by the
guess I'll
amount of people that are joining and attending, we'll be able to cover quite a bit of ground.
It's like, all right. I guess I'll follow you guys. And she's like, put her there, pal. And she like holds her hand out, and her hand, well, you can imagine what her hand looks like.
And anatomically large in proportionate.
Yeah, it's anatomically large, disproportionate, and warty.
Who is she saying that to?
Well,
Lancey went to go find some authorities because he believes someone's fucking with the corpses and doing weird shit. Lancey has left.
I guess she's trying to follow you guys, like, and she puts her cloak and mask back on. It's like, and like you just see like a load of steam come out the mask, like a big rig letting off the brake pressure. It's like, come
Pyro,
on,
why
boss.
does that all-star mashup you sent me hit so hard?
You're welcome.
So I guess I'm following you guys.
I would not suggest that, little one.
They're probably both going in different directions. Lancey's looking for the guard.
You'll eventually find one, and it's imagine like ancient Greece level of robe with the Spartan like helmet without the feathery floof part and the spear.
Excuse me, sir,
So,
but I believe that.
ma'am, looks down.
Wh-
Are you a sir or ma'am? I can't tell.
What? What, Pyro? What?
Are you a
Once
sir?
again, you came in quiet.
Yes, sir. Ma'am. You a sir, ma'am? Can't tell. You're very makes a
No.
gesture. Very.
I'm gonna give you one quick tip for how to identify the biological differences between male and female Leonians. Males have manes, females do not. Lanty gestures to his mane. Well, yes, female can have hair. It is very much different from how my mane is. Or can have how females can grow out their hair. It is more uniform in color with the rest of their fur, unlike my mane. Like literal lions and lionesses. You bastard.
Next thing you know, Lanthy just pulls out his dick
For context, I just sent in our group chat for the crew the gif of when Hades says "I own you" in the Disney movie and just captioned it, "I have a mane."
Bro.
No, Lancey has more decorum than whipping out his dick. Other characters I have.
I don't think he would have to whip it out. I think he's did a bit more work for that one.
But
Anyway, moving on.
yeah.
It's I believe someone is performing experiments on the corpses and then resurrecting them. Lancey turns to start to try and lead the. Actually, this creature right here, I believe, is one of those corpses.
And
He points to Gulp.
all you see
Go.
I
is
believe they're doing it to children's. What?
all you see is Gulp in her cloak and mask. Like you can't see her arms because she has them like tucked up under her robes, and you can't see her legs because the robes cover her feet. So she just
No,
looks like
but Lancey just noticed two creatures roughly the same height as the two strange creatures that looked to him as experimented on corpses.
That's just Gulp. What are you referring to?
The fuck is a Gulp?
Gulp is our scrapper. Loose metal and unwanted metals and well, just about anything metallic that is to be discarded. They take it.
Have you seen what Gulp looks like under those robes?
None of my business.
Gulp looks like a corpse that's been experimented on, and same with the other creature. He points at Bob Biddledee or whatever his name is.
yeah, and that
That
and
one looks like genuinely looks like like a normal corpse that's been resurrected via some means improperly, mind you, not brought back to life, but not quite zombified, something a bit more in between. But this
and
one looks like someone did weird experiments on a corpse of a child based on its size and then brought it back. As someone who has had to put down a few surgeons who's gone mad in the last 12 years, I would know. I've seen what some crazy people try and do to corpses. It's not pretty. And that's when that's when you send them to the divine. I
and
believe there is someone who needs to stand trial for this.
she just looks at Bob Biddley and she's like, does the cat with a mullet know what he's talking about?
The cat with the mullet is wild.
I've never been more insulted in my life. Lancey does not have a mullet. Lancey's hair does not even resemble a mullet. He has a luxurious mate. Them is fighting words, Kana. I have one sentence for you. I don't give a fuck how big the room is. I cast fireball. I don't have fireball to cast, unfortunately.
But yeah, like she's just talking to Bob Biddley when she says that, and she's like, no, I don't know. It's like, what do you mean? No, I haven't eaten yet. No, wait, I did just eat. Well, I can be hungry again later. You don't know how it is. And Bob Biddley's not even saying anything.
Well, at the very least, this creature needs to be checked into a mental institution.
I'll address that with the prince then.
And she's like, come on, we got stuff to do. Oh, look, a 14 amp resistor. You know what I could do with this?
What?
She just finds out.
and Gulp's holding like I imagine Gulp's holding like a random shaving from some kind of metal piece.
Yeah, she's holding like a piece of junk.
Not even like an actual 14 amp transistor. Gulp's just
Well,
going.
actually, like we don't know what people lie around in the desert. She'd find anything in the sands if she would
Yeah,
look.
but that stuff doesn't exist at this point in time. I don't think, does it, Pyro?
Ampage? No.
Well,
Whoa, ampage has existed for a while. Is there lightning? Answer the question, Pyro.
No.
I'm confused. What the fuck? Huh?
Is there
well,
lightning, Pyro?
There's
No.
of course there's lightning.
Lightning is
Supposed to say
electricity.
well,
Electricity equals amperage. There is amperage, but there's no measurement of amperage yet. You fool.
so
My
Gulp
brain
is
hurts.
so
You're welcome.
so I guess we're just waiting around until we get the job, right?
It's like he said, it's going to be several days.
All right.
Lancey's probably going to go try and find some lodging after the guard kind of dismisses him. And he's
So
going to go, he's probably going to first try and see if any general practice and surgeons in the area need any aid, or if any mortuaries, any morgues, funeral homes, any of those places need any assistance,
Okay.
because that's kind of what he does now. Though at one point he was as the British would put it, a general practitioner surgeon.
and Gulp is going to go over to like an area of town, and she's going to open up a compartment and like use her food stand that she has. She's like, come to Bob Biddledy's, home of the best burgers and Billy Bob burgers you can ever have.
Where did that fit?
In a compartment in Bob Biddledy.
How big is Bob Biddledy?
He's person sized.
There's not much room.
It's like
Most of his internals should be taken up by the mechanisms that make him work and move.
Should doesn't always mean does.
but yeah, she starts cooking, and yeah, Pyro, I've already explained what she cooks, but just
Yes.
in case.
Yeah, it's just over portioned. Easiest way to put it is it's over portioned. So as several days go by, pretty much some way, shape, or form, you're all notified to return back to the Great Library, and essentially crews are formed. Crews, groups, squads, whatever. And
Ornitholus is not present.
okay. So as he's putting things together, and he's calling out names, he's putting up groups together and handing them a sheet, which you assume is very easily what could be just, a commission page or a bounty page or however you want to put it. And he notes for Ornitholus, Gulp, Lancey, and Winter to be grouped together.
Wait, am I stuck with the creature?
And you just see Gulp like having one of those King Henry VIII style turkey legs in her mouth, like a dang lollipop.
Fucking Luffy.
She's not talking, but you can tell that she's deep in thought.
It's not a very deep train of thought. It's like 1
not
millimeter
even-
of water.
It's not even a train. So
It's
as
a toy train. It still counts. It's a toy, but it's a train. However, it is 1 millimeter of water. That's how deep it is.
even then, that's treading water.
But yeah, she's with the group.
So, where's Montalas? Is he not here?
Also, is no one gonna question Lancey's strange name of Lancey Demise now that they can see the paper?
No. In
They're
fact,
all
I
just
think
like-
they actually just nodded like, whoever their parents is, nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna shoot you a DM real quick, Pyro.
Pyro, when you get a chance, there's something I sent you that either after the session or
Yeah.
later this week I would like to try and address.
Tippity type, type, tippity type.
So who's Winter?
Is
Pyro?
that a yay or a nay on your end, bud?
I'm down for it.
Bet.
Well, the prince would be actively here, but like beforehand, after the initial meetup.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not in the main hall at the moment, though.
Okay.
And,
So,
fuck, I forgot what.
just so you're aware, Montalas is not present at the current moment, but I'll meet up with you bunch later. As for Winter, she will come later. I personally handpicked her to be joined with you, since it seems you could use a little bit more support. Whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally, that is for you to decide, but she's more than capable. Now, as for your task at hand, I found a rather strange collection of notes that I believe you would like to take a look at. Which one of you is more of the literacy?
I do have training in the medical field, and I have 12 years of medical practice under my belt. Even if the last looks at his wrist like he's wearing any kind of watch. The last 4 years or so have been as a mortician. I still do have that, so I believe that would be me.
And I will hand this to you. And he hands you a pretty old, tattered sheet of paper. Dialect is definitely older. What languages does he know?
Leonin and Common.
Okay.
I did think about taking linguist as one of my feats, but it didn't make sense. Or as my feat, but it didn't make sense.
Yeah, that's fine.
So pretty
I
much,
believe I actually took healer.
but more or less, as you're reading it, you're realizing just how old this page is, just from the grammar structure. Like, this is the equivalent of comparing, like, English beta to even before Old English in Britain.
Sir, did you just call Old English English beta?
No, I'm saying what came before Old English.
Saxon? Anglo-Saxon?
I don't fucking know.
Anglo-Saxon
I don't
mixed
study
with Norse?
language.
Anglo-Saxon mixed with Greek? I don't. I just know what languages go into making the English language, which is 8 languages in a trench coat.
Yes, it is the
And somehow
trench
2
coat.
of them are French. This is the trench coat.
No, this is the 3 goblins inside the trench coat.
No. We don't have 3 goblins inside a trench coat. We have 3 kobolds inside a trench coat.
Unfortunately for you, we don't have either of those. We have 3 cats in a trench coat.
3 cats in a trench coat.
Look at the table.
Damn.
Sir, did you just spawn in what I think you... It's beautiful. I'm saving this object.
Yo, let me get a better look at that on stream.
Right, hold on, let me, can I...
3 cats in a
What's
trench...
the button? That's not the button.
Honestly, the only thing I think that could have been funnier is if we somehow got to like 3 gnomes in a trench coat.
Dude.
But
Yes.
Pyro, it's those real
Gorgeous.
tiny gnomes I sent you that picture of a long time ago.
Yes. So essentially, the page that you are reading over reads of pretty much a myth that even you're familiar with, of a story of a man who was meant to be one of the sons of a god, and he bared several magical items that dates the crystals that held power that almost no one could explain. And from what the stories tell, he was buried in a tomb underneath the sands of the southern deserts. Said items involve a shield, 3 swords, a couple miscellaneous amulets, necklaces, and trinkets.
A Glock.
Pretty much like a cache of arcane items.
Well, I quite suppose we could try to find these things, but I think, given the age of the legends, they're either myth or long since gone in objects probably we already know of under different names. This legend's quite famous. Growing up in Pyre, which nation's the most like medically and technologically advanced?
Ithilien.
Growing up in Aphelion, I heard this legend.
Well, then perhaps you would know of where the location would be. If not, half the reason why I'm holding these in the library.
Well, it's
Certainly needs to be something of material to at least get you first step forward. First step forward, is that the phrase?
it's close enough.
Well,
Do you happen to have a cartographer we could have access to? I'm not the greatest with maps, but I believe I could.
there should be one of my scribes nearby and could perhaps provide you with something.
Well, yes, but is he a cartographer? I'd like to perhaps also get some of your Oh, not a scribe, but the people who read the books for royalty and the other.
Well, that would be the purpose of our scribes. Is pretty much they are not only more literally
Is it reading
inclined,
and writing?
they both read and write, and while I can myself, they free up my hands.
You don't have time for every document, I understand. At one point, the scribe did, in the history of royalty, actually read for some because they were illiterate. I'm not assuming you can't read. I just thought it had a different title for the ones that read. Pyro?
He kind of just ponders for a moment. As far as the cartographer goes, one of my scribes should be able to assist, if not provide you with one that's already been made, pointing you in the direction.
Well, I was thinking we could compare some of the books of the ancient legends if you haven't already, and anything on this, see if we can try and pinpoint our location down further, and with the help of a native Mazdaka?
Mm-hmm.
Mazdakan cartographer and some native Mazdakan scribes. I know I've lived here for quite some time now out of my life, but I've only lived in the one small region of a larger nation, and I traveled between about maybe 10 towns during my practice as a surgeon before making my change over to mortician. So, I don't know the lands very well, but I think with the help of a cartographer or two and some of your scribes, and using the books in the library, we could find the location better. I'd actually recommend all teams try and do that because I assume there's more than one version of each legend, and I assume you can, and I would gather you could use those to try and narrow the area some by seeing which legends repeat rough locations of the treasures being searched for and which ones don't. I would assume any that doesn't repeat though don't completely discount but perhaps make other parties for those specific locations, as who knows, maybe one of those is correct.
How very astute, Master Leonin.
Is
Ah,
that
Gonzalez, my boy.
it's Lanty Demise.
Also, I'd love to personally thank whoever birthed you. Brilliant creativity.
What, for Lancy Dennis Mize?
Not exactly that, but if you've actually listened to the enunciation of your name, it's quite amusing.
No, yes, I suppose with my current line of work that is rather amusing, isn't it?
It's almost like you were born to do it. Huh. Huh. Yes, I understand. I'll leave the jester work for my gestures. Alright.
No, fear not. It was quite entertaining, friend. Now,
Which reminds
I've
me,
never noticed
Onthalis,
it before. I was just more
you,
surprised.
you've seen to have known my family for generations. Do you perhaps know where the tomato paste would be? Seems I've broken tomatoes recently and I need to put them back together.
What?
Ornithalis will actively point in the general direction. Third
This
shelf
is
to the left.
Lancy's reaction.
In the kitchen. Why didn't I think it? Why did I
Why would
look
you
in
do
the
that? Why would
utility
you do any of
closet?
that?
The whole time I was looking in the blasted utility closet, not the actual kitchen itself. My
Hold that thought. Speed runs over to where it is and just holds out like a mason jar. This is tomato paste.
Yes.
This looks like
Yes,
tomato
it is.
sauce.
It will do what you need it to do. Worry not, young man.
He'll put the jar back and he's got that very like puzzled, like questioning himself expressions. It's at this point you really start to realize that his age is showing as far as being very young. He's only in his 30s.
Meanwhile, Lancey is exactly 30.
No. As far as anything you'll need, as far as photographies, histories, notes, herbs, spices, potions, things that I like. Flash these. You should get a discount, and he'll pretty much hand each of you a identification card for being a crypt member. Pretty much like a business card, essentially, with just your name and a royal stamp on it. But not like a stamp, like a wax seal stamp, but more of like one of those embezzled stamps that you would see in some books.
It's almost embroidered.
And gauze, is that what you said?
Embossed.
Yes.
Embossed.
Or embossed, sorry. Or it's embossed or debossed. It's one
It's
of those
embalmed. Is more like
two.
it.
Yes.
But only yours specifically.
Yeah, mine is soaked in formaldehyde for some reason.
Embossed, yes, that's what I'm thinking of. I had to actually, I looked up embalms and I'm like, no, that's to do with the dead, and then I realized, oh, fuck off, I get it now, haha, piece of shit. But yes, embossed.
No, I wasn't making a joke. My dumbass genuinely forgot and combined the two words.
My
pretty
dumbass
sure
was
River-
the one making
I'm
the joke.
calling out River on this one.
Yes.
Okay.
And rightfully so.
Kermit the Frog will reclaim his place as the one who gets called out for bullshit.
My, I sure hope you do. Yeah.
All right, so
Well, this is why I told Bobby to stay off the damn interwebs.
Shut up, Hank. Oh, you'll have to use 100% of your power to match 1% of my power after I get it back from Miss Piggy.
Take his ass off there, Ned Hank.
okay,
fucking
so,
Miss Piggy, your lawyer can't take my power in the divorce. What do you mean he's already doing it? How does that work?
I may not have to. Yep. Now I may have to use all of my power. But luckily for me, I've got him. Say hi, buddy.
Like, zoinks! I think I'm in the wrong show.
like, so
You and Shaggy both only equal 2% of my power.
Alright.
So,
Alright, sorry, this is getting out of hand.
Fucking retarded.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Connor.
but it's funny.
so did they need anything from Gulp?
Did anything from Gulp?
Do you need anything from her? Does anyone need anything from her? Like her usefulness?
No.
Not at this time. But I promise she will be needed.
Does the prince acknowledge her at all, or?
No, it was her as part of this group that he has assigned her in.
Yeah.
She gets a card, Nancy gets a card, or Follis gets a card.
And she so she just like you like I've mentioned the whole time she has a Henry VIII turkey leg in her mouth. And you just see her kind of like wrap her tongue around the bone, pull it in, and just
like Scooby Doo gulp it.
yeah, she just kind of she's kind of crushes the bone in her mouth and everything before gulping it down.
Well, at
Sorry.
least nothing went to waste.
And she's like, "All right, so where
Gives a
where
whole
are
new
we
meaning
headed,
to
boss?"
that gives a whole new meaning to a bone meal.
So where are we headed, boss?
Don't
I
look at
couldn't.
me. As a matter of fact. Next.
So I guess she's like she's following you guys.
Montaus, do you have any knowledge on the matter of this legend? And Lancey hands Ornthallus the paper. It's Ornthallus, right?
Yes.
Okay. River, does that
I'm
dice say
gonna
yeet?
go ahead. The dice?
Yes, that you posted in player notes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
It's yeet and fuck. So, Ornthallus will take the paperwork, and I would like to do my very first by choice check.
History check it.
Wahoo!
If I'm not mistaken, this is the one where I get the
bonus, yes.
full bonus, only the partial bonus on
The
this
full
piece
bonus.
of text.
Wahoo!
26.
Okay. So, the legend that this is describing is one of an individual who was named to bear power of the gods and was rumored to be birth of the gods, whether it be full-blooded god or demigod or what. Very similar to like an Achilles kind of story, where he had multiple items that were, as far as anyone could tell, made of very common material, but bared this supernatural, extraordinary power that no one else could replicate. And this dates back to even before the Mother Crystal's birth. So this might be the first ever, or one of, arcane items, if not arcane artifacts. No
How
one's.
long ago did the Mother Crystals form?
The Mother Crystals formed around the 500 years mark, and these individuals, right now it's like maybe 500, but 400 or 500 years later after the crystals were formed. But
Okay.
this legend takes place before day 0, which is when the gods took over for the keepers and pretty much reset the world. The equivalent of pretty much after the Ice Age melted over kind of level of reset, when nature evolved and turned into what it is.
I'm sorry, I have no clue. Let's see, hands the paperwork back to shit. I just had your name in my head too.
Lancy?
Lancy, thank you.
I was gonna say you can also just call him Demise. Or Dennis, because apparently I just decided today that his middle name was Dennis.
But is he a menace?
Nice.
Depends. Depends who you ask.
Lancy D. Demise.
No,
Apologies,
his name
Master.
is his last name is Mize. His middle name is Dennis. He usually
Okay.
doesn't write out Dennis. The joke is his name is Lancey D. Mize.
Gotcha.
So,
Apologies, Master Mize. I have no clue.
I could probably
It's
take a crack at it.
quite all right. In a moment, let us see if we can find any scribes around here who could help us, and maybe a cartographer.
While you two do that, I will. Is Winter with us?
As you are aware, no.
No? Well, the two of you take care of that. I shall find Winter and then say sunset. We meet in the town square.
I
Hey,
suppose that would
Pyro?
work, but I think if we all work together, I think if we all work together for getting this taken care of, we can, or narrowing our location, we can do that much faster, or to get that taken care of much faster. Sorry, brain was not braining.
I agree.
Okay.
We should work together. You know, two heads are better than one.
I don't know about that. In
And
your
four
case.
are better than two. We're not
That
in
is
any rush, friends.
that is
We do
fair.
have
Then
time.
Not like he's
Uh,
going anywhere.
And
perhaps all three of us should look for Winter, and then we
it's like, all right.
start to search for our location.
All right. You go on ahead and do your thing. Me and Joe Dirt will find Winter.
Joe
What?
Dirt?
I'm sorry, who was
Did I
this
just hear
Joe
Joe
Dirt you
Dirt?
speak of? You did. You
I
did.
haven't heard that name in fucking ever.
I know a guy named Joe. I've known a few Josephs, but I've never known a Joe Dirt. Wait, I've also known a Josiah.
Know him? I am him.
But yeah, it's like we'll go find Winter.
Oh, long time no see. You still owe me $30.
Like I'm gonna go get a. We also should get a bite to eat while we're doing things, or I could just cook something up.
That's quite alright,
I-
little one. How about this? Master Mize over here takes the parchment, takes it to the scribes. You and I split ways. Mistress, Gulp.
Gulp, hogback, slugnut. That's the full name, but you can just call me Gulp. That's what
Very
most people.
well.
That's what most people call me.
Very well, Mistress Gulp. You and I shall split ways to search for Winter. You search the west end of town, I shall search the east end of town. If west end does not hold for you, search the south end of town. I will do the same if the east does not work for me, search the north. Then we find ourselves back in front of here by sunset, no matter what.
All right.
Depending where you go,
Hey,
it might never be sunset.
hey, Pyro. How much did Gulp make by selling her wares? Because like,
She was selling wares.
well, I told you she opened up shop at like a part of town where she was selling her cooking. And did anyone buy anything?
I must say no, because I didn't realize you were trying to make shop and sell things. I thought you were just pulling out a fucking grill out of Fiddledee's ass, which we need to address at some point because that genuinely should be able to fit there.
Yeah, we'll address it. It's just,
being able to pull a shop out of someone who is person sized. Like Tori's kind of got a point. Like a lot of innards and mechanics where that wouldn't fit. You would have to like have that in like something else, or have a.
Here I was
stationary
thinking bag
spot.
of holding.
No, they don't have a bag of holding. Homie, if
No,
there's
I'm
a
saying
bag
I
of holding
figured
up
he
the
would be
ass,
similar to a bag of holding.
no,
Well,
it's what Bob Biddledy is the
he's a predecessor to a Warforged, basically. He's a steel defender.
yeah from the Artificer Battlesmith.
yeah, it's just that he's her own personal assistant, and
Like
my
point is he doesn't have any storage inside of him. Is what I was getting at.
Oh, well,
He'd
I
either need to be much larger or have some
I-
kind of object of holding built into him.
Oh, babies.
It's all up to the DM, because like I was just like saying that like it unfolds to reveal her like literally it could fold up and go into a compartment and unfold just as easily.
Yeah, but they're very intricate machines, the steel defenders.
Well,
Technically, I guess the Warforges have a little bit more space depending on whether you make them a more
But-
mechanical or a more raw style Warforge.
but yeah, when she's not adventuring or doing or like helping the party out, she's gonna be cooking or selling her inventions. So I guess she's gonna start searching around town, and she's got Bob Biddledy like holding a sign that says "In search of winter."
Will work for food.
And she's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to be the one to hold the sign? You know you're best qualified for the job. It's an assistant's job to work with the main mechanic, you know. And she's just walking with him. So should I roll for perception or anything?
Do you even know who you're looking for?
Well, she doesn't know.
the description of waiting?
What?
As far as you know, you're just looking for someone named Winter.
Did you get the description of winter is what I tried to ask before my body's like, yawn, bitch.
No, I didn't get a description of her.
I was actually going to argue that I would have provided a sketch of some sort.
That was my
If
next
that's
question
possible.
was, did River's character decide to provide?
Okay, so yeah, I guess produce a sketch for her before I start looking.
Yeah. Because he is 110% serious about finding Winter.
Pyro is
So
winter
is
who I think it is.
something possible?
No, it's not Shiva.
No, is it Zelenia? Or
No.
not Zelenia. Zyra.
No. Zyra is codename Miss Bane.
That's Miss Bane.
Yeah, that's Miss Bane.
I don't think it's Azaria.
You've not met this
So,
character, I guarantee
Pyra.
you that.
Okay.
Hello.
Pyra.
Hello.
Would I have gotten any form of a sketch or description?
Knowing your
give-
history with this, you definitely would know Winter. Maybe not personally, but in practice. She is one of the local priests.
Okay, cool. And do I have any type of like descriptors to give Gulp to look out for?
Female white dragonkin.
Female white dragonkin. Bet. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Gulp and Billy Bob Thornton with her know to be looking for a white female dragonkin priest.
And she's like, All right. And she's like, Bob Biddley. It's like, so she like gets up to Bob Biddley like face to face. She's like, here's the mission. Listen to me. We're looking for a single white female, which is also
We're looking for
Bruh.
a single white female. Keep going, please.
That's so good.
I love it.
I'm quoting that. I am fucking quoting that.
Pyro, we need to make a quotes room on this server.
I think now would. Oh my god.
We've had so many things that we're just gonna have to go through Matt and Ethan's server and try and find all the ones we've put over there as well.
Okay. So, Kana, please continue. That was fucking great.
We're looking for a single white female.
oh. Woo.
Oh, man, that was great.
I think that,
Damn. If I
the whole
had gone
table broke.
if I had gone with the not alternative feat for the mortician background, I would have been really useful for searching for her since she's a priestess.
I think that was one of my better moments.
Dude, that was fucking awesome. I'm already loving Gulp as a character. I really am.
So she's like, so we got the description. Now we're gonna have to go find them. I know what to look for, and you know what to look for. All right, now let's go looking.
My brain is still focused on the single white female. Because I could use me one of those.
Don't you have Cyrus?
It's open polyamorous, so anyway.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's not as bad as people try to make it out to be.
Right.
So anyway, bro, I need to fucking mentally reset it. Oh my god, bro.
Pyro, focus on Lancey Dennis Mize's name.
No, I'm focusing on the single white female.
Stop focusing on that. Focus on something more serious, such as Lancey Demise, the mortician.
Is he also in need of a single white female?
For him, it doesn't have to be white. Be any race.
I'm looking for a single white female. Alright.
Alright, fucking. Bro, that broke me so hard, I lost where we were. Not even gonna lie. That broke me so
They're
bad, I
searching
forgot
for
what we're doing. Okay.
They're
So-
searching for winter.
So Gulp is searching for a single white female, or Ornitholus. I had to look at the sheet because my brain broke. It was looking for winter.
Yep.
Lancey is looking for a therapist after dealing with Gulp.
Yes. Lancey's abandoned the mission. He's now sitting in a therapist's office. He's
It was
still in the
dragging
full
its-
mortician.
It was
Full-
dragging its knuckles. It had a green friend. It pulled a whole store out of its ass. So,
Holy shit.
bro, we need an animator to clip that.
Yes.
I hope they draw. If they do that, it starts off with River and I as Lancey and 1000, and then it just breaks to regular us in their clothes. Although no one's seen regular me, so I can just have them draw whatever.
Probably Victoria.
Yes. Yeah, that or just
Because that's
like,
what
the
most
more
people
human
know you
form.
by at this point. So,
Yes.
Gulp is looking
Don't
for a
draw it
single
in my
white
real
female.
face.
Ornithalis is looking for Winter. Lancey is looking for a cartographer. So, I'm gonna have Ornithalis and Gulp make me a perception check.
I'm still not over it.
And I'm gonna need Lancey.
I'm making a real life Constitution saving throw. And I'm failing.
I need you to make me a persuasion check with advantage.
I can tell you my perception is a 13.
Okay.
So I know exactly where I'm at.
The first one is a 19 with mods.
Okay.
And the second one is a dirty 20 with mods.
Okay. So you managed to get
Single
a
white
very
female.
basic, not a basic, but more of your average map of Mastica with regions laid out with as far as whose territory is who, what desert encompasses what areas, any mountains if they're applicable, dunes, cavern notes, the one random central lake at pretty decent size, but most people go there for as like a stopping point for trade routes. Not ironically, not a very high crime rate area, even though it is a prime area for where it could be. Mostly because that has been continentally agreed upon as a safe zone kind of thing. Like it is war crime level of offense if crime were to go down near that lake.
You are getting sent straight to Nuremberg if you commit crimes there. Actually, no.
Right
You're
to
getting...
the gulag.
No. You're getting the Benito Mussolini treatment.
Good Christ. Kana, what did we get on trying to find a single white woman?
I got a 26 on perception.
Okay, you see lots of white women, whether they're single or not, is up for debate.
Well,
I'm not letting this joke go. It's become canon at this point.
Fucking Gulp said that, then canonically everyone in the room just died laughing. We're all ghosts now. We're all ghosts possessing our own corpses.
Well, call me Danny, because I'm going ghost.
God damn it, quit stealing my fucking Facebook status, bitch.
Our unfinished business as ghosts possessing our own corpses, we didn't laugh enough at the joke.
True.
So,
but she did get the description. She just It's her. She gulp. Gulp is smarter than she lets on, but it's her wording.
She doesn't have quite the vocabulary to keep up with it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lancey's over
But-
here still
but-
dying
but-
laughing.
But yeah, she's looking around. Does she see anyone?
Well, you see lots of people. As far as fitting to Winter's description, not that you can see of, even with your 26. If she's around, it must be inside one of the buildings or someplace where she takes practice.
Let's go check one of the church buildings. What do you mean? No, I'm allowed in there again.
I'm sorry.
Why
Was,
was Gulp not allowed in the church?
Was Gulp excommunicated?
It's like, oh, Gulp is talking to Bob Biddle. It's like, okay, so you accidentally mix up the baptism water with alcohol. So what?
Fun fact, true story. I swear, I knew a guy who was going to get baptized, and he thought it would be a bright idea to stick a black bath bomb in his front breast pocket.
Oh no.
The one situated over his heart, right?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my god, I can see it now.
That's some shit I would do.
You know what I always say, Bob Biddledy. If life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, then find someone whose life is giving them vodka and have a party.
I'm slowly beginning to like the way Gulp thinks.
You're just now beginning to like the way she thinks. I've loved the way Gulp thought since fucking first moment.
Just throw that wherever.
I'm not doing that again. And it was an honest mistake. No, mixing it with the Christian water doesn't count either.
What about the holy water?
You can't dilute holy water, so the water that's used to make the beer just becomes holy water.
So all of a sudden, it's like, well, didn't they say like take this bread and wine in memory of me? Nah, that's not right.
However, by the basis of you can't dilute holy water, I know why we no longer have monsters or magic in the world.
Why is that?
Some asshole dropped some holy water in the ocean, and via the rain cycle, it eventually spread to all the water.
Oh.
So therefore, everything was blessed out of existence. Goddamn priest.
Look, I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to deal with the fucking Tarrasque IRL.
No,
Nah,
just
man.
Monster Hunter, the fucking thing. Climb on
IRL
its back.
Tarrasque. You know the French legend of the Tarrasque, which would be the one we deal with IRL?
Hmm.
Just get a fucking anti-tank gun. What's that shit gonna do? What's it gonna do against that shit? Just throw an Abrams at it. Hit him with, you know what? Hit him with a Churchill.
Nah,
A
go up to
Panzer
it and
even.
go, hey, I bring a snack for you. Sorry, that was a fat boy.
It's not the giant monster that it is in D&D. It's like SUV sized in the actual legend.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't
look,
know.
I ain't talking the French one. I'm talking the D&D one.
Oh no, no one wants to face that, but that's not what you'd want to. what you'd actually be facing. That's not the one that was blessed out of existence. Alright, anyways, back to the story. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So, fuck.
So yeah, she's
With
going to
your,
the church.
so with your 13, river,
Yeah.
knowing where to essentially go because you have a basic idea that she's a priest, you beat Gulp ahead of time of going to the church, and you find one of the priests that are, well, a white dragonborn. She's got pretty unique facial structure. To where instead of having horns that would like go straight back against where her temples are, they're more toward like a snake head kind of, and very similar like how a horn snake would be, but more spiky, scaly. Um, very classy white and red priest robes, which match her red eyes. Little turquoise colored feathered earrings with beads. Couple bracelets made of gold, or at least some kind of golden material. Couple necklaces that are usually meant to be like priest good luck charms or a ward to keep away bad omens.
Or what?
Or like a ward amulet to keep away bad omens.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, you just got real quiet again. That's why I asked.
Yeah, because I can felt my voice going out because as I'm talking, I can feel phlegm trying to build. And I'm trying to not just hack into the mic.
Do it, coward.
Good Christ.
True. Nah, I feel you though.
True to whose response, River?
Yes.
Yeah, both mine and Pyro's.
No.
The inner chaos in River says, "Do it, coward." The logic in River responds to Pyro's Christ. The logic won.
You obviously don't know me well enough. The
I
chaos
don't.
side of me is like, ooh, squirrel.
One, no, I don't know you. However, two, let the joke stand. Damn it.
No. I shall not. Alrighty. So I'll go ahead and just approach.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to be the one known as Winter, are you?
That is my name, yes.
Wonderful.
Much trouble, you child.
Ornitholus will hold out the form with the information.
You've been drafted.
It appears that you and I are to be in the same party for future expedition.
So soon. Well, I guess I'll start putting together some of my belongings. Goes into a completely different room and just... If you were to peek in, she's packing a bag.
No
Full
need
of
to
sex
peek in.
toys.
And they're all
Hey,
bad.
hey. This is a PG-13 stream.
PG-16 plus, my guy.
NC-17.
No. PG-13, because anything above PG-13 is more censored.
We're not very sensitive.
PG-13 is where they get away with all the sexy shit.
What?
You heard me.
I don't like
and,
that
and,
sentence.
And TVMA is where they get away with the sex.
However, NC-17's more fun.
No, I prefer G. Because then I'll have to feel judged if, say, I have the nephews over.
How long would you say it would take before Gulp got to them?
By the time that Winter is done packing and is ready to leave.
Yeah, Gulp like walks and is like, "Hello, anybody in here? Sorry I took so long. I
Arrow
stopped.
to the face.
I stopped by the kitchen, and then I got into a staring contest with a box of orange juice because it said concentrate."
Mr. Sculp, you've already searched the east and south sides of town?
Yep, I didn't find nobody because Bob Biddley here got me distracted.
Oh.
Like
I...
it's gone reminded me of the time I wear a tube top to a funeral. It was
Wasn't that
one
just the
time.
other day?
No, because I was thinking that it's inappropriate to wear a tube top to a funeral like that. But then again, I use an ironing board at the buffet table, so.
I see.
hardware.
Well, very interesting. Well, it's a good thing you're here. I've just located Miss Winter, and she is currently packing her things as we speak.
Ah, so you found her already. That's good to know, because I was getting hungry.
Again or still?
Yes.
Like, does it really matter? Because,
Would you like another one of these?
yes, please. Just remember, I have a voracious appetite, so I'm going to need to be fed every once in a while. That's why I got to cook. Always got to keep. You really should try one of my Billy Bob burgers.
Perhaps one of these days. Though today shall not be that day. No offense.
None taken. Believe me, I'm not easy to offend. I do remember this one time though that my grandpappy he done got into a custody fight over a hunting dog.
What?
Anyway, let's get it. It's like should I introduce myself or does she know me already?
I would recommend that you introduce yourself.
And she's like, "Gulp, hog, back, slug nut." And she's like, holds her hand out. It's like she's a handshaker.
And you're holding your hand out to air because Winter is not present in the room.
Is she in this room right now and I just can't see her? Or am
No,
I?
she's in the room and she's in the back packing her things as we speak.
That's good to know because I was beginning to think it was like that situation where I got too drunk to fish.
Ah. Quite unfortunate. Anyhow, here you go, child. As he hands her another one of the makeshift granola bars.
Yeah, she eats it and she's like, "Ah, that's the stuff." Don't got no meat on it though. I'm going to have to think of a way to fix that.
Please don't.
So I guess she's following you now.
I am just waiting on Winter to walk out.
So, after a good bit of time passes, you see that she's not only got her backpack on her back, but also on her back she has a fairly large shield and a long sword.
Ah, I see. A cleric of the faith, are you?
Cleric?
Or perhaps
Absolutely
a
not.
paladin?
No. I do not bear myself any of those titles.
Meow, 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 meow. I cannot understand a word that you are saying, for you are so quiet.
Why is my mic being a bitch today?
It's not your microphone, friend. It's you.
I'm talking perfectly normal.
Sorry, I keep fucking with your gain settings via telekinesis.
You're just not getting close enough to your microphone, friend.
I don't know at this point.
Pyro, is your mouth about one hang loose sign away from your microphone?
What the hell does that mean?
Okay.
Keep your mouth about 4 or 5 inches away from your microphone.
That's literally impossible. I don't have the desk space to do that. It's give or take about a foot.
That's your damn problem.
That is your issue. Pick up your microphone.
And just
Hold that
hold it
shit.
the entire time.
Yes.
Whenever you're talking, that or get yourself a mic arm because, homie, my mic has always been within 4 or 5 inches from my face. At all times. And as a matter of fact, I'm currently starting to make out with my pop filter to show you the difference. Meanwhile, back here, I'm probably about 2 feet away. Do you hear the difference? Do you hear the difference? Do you?
Also, Pyro, you know the hand symbol of the hang loose sign, right?
Think surfer. Thumb and pinky extended. The rest of your hand a fist.
Yep. That is roughly the distance your microphone should be from your face if you don't feel like measuring shit out directly.
Yep.
See,
That's about 4 or 5 inches.
See, even if I put my keyboard all the way back against my fucking monitor, there's not enough room for the mic to sit. I just don't have that much space on my desk.
Heard, you need to buy yourself a mic arm.
I probably do at this point. Here, let me see if I can just fit it here. It's still awkward as fuck, and it takes up space. I don't know if that's any better. Oh my god, I'm peeking on OBS.
God, it's so much.
I'm peeking on OBS. Holy shit,
So
turn
much.
that down.
Oh my god. That was
So
much.
I guess like since Galt finally sees her, it's like, so you's one of them clergymen, right?
No, clergy, not at all.
That's good, because I think I owe them an apology. I've been living in this town for a good long while, and I've been helping out with various services all over the town. Some of my inventions ain't been too well received sometimes. But it's
Please
good.
do forgive the little one here.
So, what was it we were dabbling about?
Yeah, what was it we were supposed to be doing?
Well, we've sent our Leonin friend off to meet up with a cartographer in order to find the map or build a map of our next destination. We're to be searching for ancient artifacts in the old ruins just outside of the town gates, and perhaps it'll lead us even further. Who knows? All I know is it seems like a good time waster while I wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that last part out loud?
I've heard worse.
You what?
I've heard worse.
Oh. Okay. Well, come now. We're due to meet in the center of town by sunset. And based off my estimation, about what time of day is it right now?
About mid-afternoon.
And by my estimation, we have perhaps another 5 hours or so before it's time to meet up.
Very well.
Wonderful. I shall see the both of you at the town center come sunset. Until then.
Well,
And he starts walking off.
and Gulp is just like writing an apology note and sticking it to a wall.
So,
It's like,
Yes.
eventually the crew will meet up with Lancey back at the library, to which Lancey sees Winter for the first time.
I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting a priest.
Should I be proud or concerned?
Depends on your personal preference. It's not an insult. Would she notice that Lancey is a cleric?
Not straight up the rift, no.
Okay, I assume because of Lancey's manner of dress. Because Lancey in universe is also actually a cleric. He just doesn't bring that up anymore. That's how he ended up becoming a doctor.
Either way. Any luck on your search for a cartographer, friend?
Pyro.
Yeah, I already said you got one of those maps.
Oh, yeah. Well, I found a map, but I did not find a proper cartographer yet. This map seems to be good enough for our starting purposes. I haven't yet managed to help any or get any of the scribes help me find books on the same legend we're searching for. I assume others are doing the same as we are, and that's put up a bit of a queue.
Actually, I doubt those books exist. Might I see the map?
Sure. Are you implying that this legend only has one version, or that Not one that's told, or the other books would have been destroyed, or other works of it would have been destroyed.
I don't know what you're talking about, friend. Did I say something out loud? He looks at you with genuine confusion.
Lindsay shakes his head and just
Anyway,
is more generally disappointed at this man's tooth. Is Ornthrax?
Ornitholus.
Sorry, Ornitholus.
Hey, that's a good name.
Is
I'll use that for another
Ornitholus a
job.
male?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
From
more
what you can
disappointed in
tell,
this man.
he's an older humanoid male. That's what you're able to pick up from beneath his cloak.
Oh, I was just trying to determine gender because he's disappointed in this man's reactions. Or well, his
That
intrusive thoughts.
right. What kind of check would you like for me to read this map?
Survival.
Okay. And then to link it with the legend?
I'd say intelligence.
Cool. So my survival is a 12.
Okay.
And then just a base intelligence check.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nat 20. If you need the bonus, it's a 22.
Alright. So, based off of the map, this is a lot more in detail than you expected. Especially for something that is just casually handed out, but being that this is a newly created clan, community, guild, whatever. I suppose only the best knowledge and the most accurate would be best for hunting down these kinds of myths and legends and artifacts and things of legend. As
Well,
far as you're aware, from what you can remember, the tale that's being told, the burial site is supposedly in one of the tombs of the various pyramids to the southwest.
this map is quite disappointing. Maybe perhaps around this area here. And he'll point to the nearest cemetery to the south.
Well,
He is
given
just a piece of shit.
what?
He's like, disappointed. It must be here.
The map is quite disappointing. But what can you do? Come on, you know you love it.
I do, and he's such a shit talking asshole. Hey, wait a minute.
Also, is this map entirely correct? I remember there being a river around this spot here. Meanwhile, it's just completely desert in that spot.
I wouldn't know. I don't look at a map out that often.
Well, either way, it appears we have our destination. Meet up first thing in the morning.
Yeah, I suppose that works, but given
Wonderful.
the legend of this caliber, would you assume they're just buried in a regular graveyard, especially considering how old the legend's supposed to be? Shouldn't we figure out how old that cemetery is before heading there?
No, I'm fairly sure that the tombs in this area will suffice.
Alright
If nothing else, it's a good starting point. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to bed. And he just walks out.
He kind of reminds me of the time I saw a rattler curled in my path. Except that rattler decided to become a lawyer.
What?
I'm making someone laugh.
Yes, you are. Except that Rattler became a lawyer. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with this story, too.
Because most lawyers are a lying snake.
Damn. Oh, man. Well, on that note, I guess I should be saying fare thee well.
Gotcha.
Could we call the session here? I feel pretty tired.
Well, we still got. Oh man.
Good starting point.
Yes, I'm sorry. It is almost that time, though.
Then, unfortunately, next session I will not be able to make for real that time.
Damn.
Alrighty.
So I guess I made was this one of my better sessions?
As far as the roleplay goes, I say yes.
Plus, I mean, I broke the DM.
You broke the table. I think you might have broken the internet with that one. That's one of those moments that can go viral.
I mean, Pyro couldn't stop laughing.
Neither could I.
You want to know what was on? You want to know what was on that the apology note?
Yes, please. I want to know. So
sorry,
fucking-
sorry, I used your hubcap as a collection plate.
What? Huh?
Sorry, you used your hubcap as a collection plate. Oh man.
How the fuck would
Oh,
they
no.
use a hubcap as a collection plate?
Well, yeah, it's like, yeah, the whole time, like, just imagine the whole time she's going through the church, like, so I made a few contributions to the church. I know that making the baptism tub a wheel and wash tub wasn't the best idea. It was it was the best thing I could think of.
Baptism's on the go.
Oh yeah, it's like I'll tell you this much. Yeah. It's like this is Gulp's one of those people who she does indulge in the alcohol, but she don't flirt. It's like I'll tell you this. My uncle always told me a lot of loose women are kind of like monster trucks. They ain't never been in a hole they couldn't get out of.
Damn.
Alrighty. That's something.
Sorry.
No. I'm processing it. It's funny. It's funny. I'm processing it. Don't you dare apologize. Don't you dare fucking apologize, boy. Not to me.
That's also what you say if your member of your church requests to be buried in his 4-wheel drive truck because it ain't never met a hole it couldn't get out of.
Shit.
Did Pyro
Alright.
leave?
No, I'm sorry.
Have you been paying attention to the jokes?
Not really.
I should, man. Like, because I know that some of these would have had you laughing. If a member of the church requests to be buried in his 4-wheel drive truck because it ain't never met a hole it couldn't get out of.
I don't get it.
Shit.
Well, on that note, boys and not boys, I will catch y'all next time around.
All right.